Alrighty, let's get things going here. Let's, I'm just gonna have to figure this out for 1 second. Something changed with YouTube. But hello everyone, I'm gonna be playing, for a couple hours here tonight. If anyone has any tank requests, I'll gladly take them. And right now, Levi just got tipped, so he's gonna have to get up here and get a dog biscuit. Which, thank you very much, Randall. Come here, buddy. Do you want the treat? Come over here. Sit. There's one. There's two. Thank you. He was just taking a nap, so. There we go. But hope everyone's having a good day today. Levi says thank you very much, Randall, for the tip. But I'm gonna hop on and I'm gonna start the WZ132 here first, and I'm gonna get to tank requests after that. I have the Type 64 and the E100 up first. Just making sure I got all my windows set up here. Kind of moved all my little windows around. Yeah, Levi was he was kind of passed out because he was a little wet. He was covered up in all of his blankets on his bed. He heard me open the little biscuit jar over here, and his head popped up like, okay, I'm up. So yeah, I can get to the Pershing. So nice to see you guys. Yeah, I was just a little bit worried over here. YouTube basically switched around a couple things, and obviously they fixed it already. For the stream now, which is what I use, it's easier to set up your stream. You just have to basically click live and it's going. They added some weird button they had to hit to basically make everyone else see your stream except for yourself. But it looks like they fixed that already. Which apparently there's a couple issues. It's affecting me. There's going to be a bunch of micro patches coming out essentially tonight for the NA server, and pretty much the same for the Russian and EU servers. I think they might have gotten them already, but I'm not sure. Pretty much a lot of people their friends list, blacklist, and everything have disappeared, and as well as a couple of clan tags and stuff like that. Right now I don't have anybody really on my friends list nor the blacklist outside of a certain special someone I added on there. I'm sure you guys know who that is, but yeah, it seems like they're going to be fixing it tonight, so don't panic. I had a couple people message me kind of freaking out and everything. He's a goner. I'm glad I tracked him. He was not able to get away. Hello, Gabstar. Shit. Artie can hit me here. Just track that scent. Granted, our heavies are just now, if you look at C1, getting to the fight. Hello, John. Hello, Dana. Scud, Backwoods, Rick, Randall. Sure, there's a couple more of you guys too. Nice to see you guys here right at the beginning. But yeah, mine, I was on I played one match earlier today on the regular server. I played I played like a dozen on the sandbox server. But mine was working earlier, and I guess it's, it comes and goes, I guess, when you're logging in and out. Which, thank you very much, Dana, for the tip. Well, enjoy dinner. Hopefully they have a a very good chef there where you're eating. Oh my god, Artie, leave me alone. I'm gonna die. Oh wait, the IS-3 has spared me. I don't know why, but he did. It's like this gun is a little bit deceptive. It's a lot better than you would think. This probably is risky me going this way, but I want to get a little bit out of the fight. Ooh, that was a lucky hit. But yeah, if you have any requests, Dana, you know, feel free to leave them here and I'll get to them since you can't catch, you know, the whole live stream. Alright, this Type 4 needs a little bit of backup, I feel like. If I had APCR, this E75 would die, but I'm fine. Maybe. Oh god, no, I'm not. I'm dead. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. I popped out a little bit early. Oh, that's actually... It's not the biggest mistake, but it is kind of big. Only because I'd be able to get... I'd have 2 shots in the Centurion right now. He'd be dead. And, yeah. Pretty decent match, though. Oh, I'm just getting to that. That's a joke, Randall. Yes, I'm almost friendless here. Got 3 people on my friends list. Oh wait, it didn't even add someone. I added a certain football fan to it. So yeah, it's pretty much dead at this point until they fix it. Anyway, I'll be sad if it honestly they lose all your data if you're affected with this. But it seems like essentially they tried patching that platoon thing, and they broke some friends list stuff. It seems like. Oh wait, the Type 64 was up first, and then the E100. So it's not the end of the world, but I've been working on this. Oh, that's why. All right, so I will have to play the E100 because I'm using that crew in the Type 64. Been working on that list since 2011, so I would definitely say yes. The only tanks I would say putting a toolbox on, either really large heavy tanks that you're gonna get shot on if your crew isn't, you know, trained in repairs, or I even put it. Holy crap! It's not even a full match here. It's kind of odd for this time of day. Or like certain TDs. I think I put one on like the Scorpion G or something because I didn't have any other equipment I wanted to put on it. Like tanks like that to where there's no other viable equipment because you don't have vertical stabilizer, improved ventilation to put on it. So that's the only time I would put toolbox on. Like really heavy tank, like if you have a new crew for the E100 here, or there's another tank, whether it's lower tier or some sort of TD usually, to where, you know, it just makes sense to have a better repair time on it. Hello, Zach. I'm doing pretty well. Didn't get as much accomplished today as I thought I would, but pretty decent. How are you doing? I'm going to try to mix in a few more tanks that I'm grinding today. I think I kind of changed my mind. I still want to get the Sheridan, but I started updating my which tank line is right for you guide on WoTGuru.com. I finished everything, which is I finished the easy ones, honestly. I still have to update the US, German, Russian, and French nations on that specific guide area. But digging deeper into some of these lights, I really want the freaking Chinese light tanks. The tier 9, but specifically the tier 10 looks, not to say the best tier 10 light, but as far as damage goes, the Sheridan definitely beats it out DPM wise and gun depression wise. the what is it? The WZ132-1, the tier 10 Chinese light, has the highest alpha, 390. Really good penetration, nearly as much DPN as the Sheridan. It also has pretty much awesome frontal turret armor, but it doesn't have gun depression, and yeah, it looks pretty damn good to me though. Yeah, I can add the Type 4 on. Yeah, I wasn't super sick to begin with, but I'm feeling better. Really, I just have like a little cough still. I might regret angling and going out this way, but yeah. Ooh, there you go. Thank you very much, Blood Phantom. I was waiting for him to screw up because I knew he was going to try to wiggle more. I'll have to look to see how much it was, but I don't think it was... let's see. Right now, I'm not going to push out there anyway, right now, so... Yeah, I can't even find it. I think it's somewhere around there, but I forget specifically. Essentially, the word count on my which tank line is right for you guide is so large that WordPress barely can even load it. Like I have 32 gigabytes of RAM because Google Chrome freezes up if I spend over like 5 minutes editing. I gotta continually update it. Hello, nice cuppa. But yeah, it's pretty big. Essentially, I gotta tackle it one nation at a time, and it takes a long time for me to be able to update it. Alrighty then. There's another person angling incorrectly. I'm just gonna leave my side out like that. He shouldn't be able to pin me. I hope so, Fabio. Holy crap, dude. Like, I'm glad that they're giving me free shots, but it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. Okay, you found it. Yeah, it was 34K. Essentially, that's the main like thing compiled with all the nations together. That's the one where it takes a bit of effort for me to edit it. One little mistake is pretty hard for me to fix because it can essentially corrupt the rest of the page. So I have to be a little careful when I'm doing it. I plan on adding SPGs to it as well. Usually I don't put SPGs in it, but now I'm finally going to add them in. Now the SPGs are... why did I shoot heat at the frickin' IS-7? I should have aimed lower. Alright, time to... Crap, this is not ideal. Thank you, Artie. Now that Artie's actually pretty decent, I'll actually add it to it. But yeah, my website like cries whenever I edit that guide, which is why I don't do it as often as I probably should, but let's just play clean up here. Pretty decent match though, you know, nothing too amazing, but can't complain. Almost 3k damage, 2200 or block, not assist. Which, holy crap, I'm not using a heat shell for once in my life for an E100. Better players, that really comes down to... honestly, I would say that there is no server with better players. It's just skill level wise, you know, NA server is the smallest out of that bunch. Then comes EU, which is about, I would say, 10 times the size as the NA server, and then the Russian server is just freaking massive. So when you look at it from that perspective, those servers have a lot more top players, just because of their population sizes are so huge. So to me, as far as which server has the best players, I can't really, say one over the other, which that 1-3-2 is still in a fight. I will get to that. But let's hop into the Pershing here. Yeah, obviously that's going to be a long fight. But I would say as far as like the top competitive level, when it comes to like, say the esports teams or clans, I would probably have to go with the Russian server. I know EU has some really good clans, and NA has, due to the population, like a handful of really top ones, but um, the game's a lot more popular in EU and RU. So you're going to get people that are a little bit more dedicated. I wanted to say fanatical about the game. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. It's pretty much what was happening, Lobobo. Was running around popping low HP tanks. Oh, I should go into politics? I don't think Ryan would like that. If Ryan's there. I think she went back to the bedroom. So I'd say politics is how we don't like talking about it on the stream here. We're kind of like shying away from it now too, because but thank you very much. That makes me. I always tend to be politically correct as much as possible, unless someone really deserves it, and then screw that person. I'll tell them my mind. Not that that's that is what I think. What I just said there. I just said it as politely as possible. Come on. That say 416. I can actually pen you if you do that again. No problem, Fabio. Yes, I can pop into the OHO. I know how to APCR shell load it, so sorry, Tiger 2. Alright, so I see a little. Okay, that Lorraine 40T is out there now. I'll gladly shoot at him. So I'd say I see a little opening that I can exploit, but both of these guys don't seem. That Tiger 2 actually doesn't have the top gun, believe it or not. Alright, time to make a move, because this side we need to push up before the enemy team realizes the other side is the side that they need to win. Hello, Jerly. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to bring up politics right now. That hurt a little bit, Defender. You should be up here with your M103. I'd feel bad for him, but yeah, there's a Tiger 2 back here, but I'll take a shot. Now he's throwing some APCR. Oh god, he's actually aiming my way. It's kind of honestly an odd spot for a Scorpion to sit. Like, I thought he might be aiming at the 5 line, but yeah, I guess I'll take it. I'm still alive. I'm just waiting for someone with more HP to move up now. Because, we definitely have the numbers now, so it's better for me not to make any big screw-ups, just to give them, one less tank to have to go through later on. Alright, IS6, can you please not push? you're gonna die if you go around that corner. I can pretty much guarantee that. Nah, it's not worth it. So I'd say I was gonna bounce almost. Huh? At least he said oops. Still, that was a little strange there. I was like, what just happened? I could have gotten a little bit more damage off here, but at least we are starting to streams out with some wins here. I saw that 1-3-2-1. Awesome. No, I am from South New Jersey. Yes, there is a difference between South and North Jersey. I do not sound like the typical New Jersey accent. But pretty much the kind of the accent I have, it's most people consider it like Philadelphian, Philly accent. Alright, so let me add these requests down before they get lost in the depths of chat. Oh ho, T54, T7 Scorp, and Meal 2. The PZ3K, I would say no, John. You're better off saving your money on that. It's one of those tanks that falls, to me it falls into basically, it's not terrible for its tier, but it doesn't really make any sense to purchase it. There's nothing really unique about it. And alright, so it's getting to the Type 64. There's nothing really unique about it, and balance wise, you know, it's nothing special. So since it is a mid-tier premium, outside of just a crew training, it's not like it's a fun mid-tier to play. It's just kind of like like you're better off not getting that. Hello, Felipe and Bob. Nice to see you. Sure, I can do the other Scorpion. Which, yeah, any of the commands, regardless of what they are, they need to be at the beginning of the essentially sentence or phrase. I'm from Texas. Which I have a bunch of different tiers here, but if anyone did want a platoon, you know, I do platoon on Thursdays here. I'm from Alabama. I remember that. That was kind of funny, though. I don't have a friends list, though, so you're definitely going to have to message me if you would like to hop in. Hello, S. Stone. Yes, they sunk essentially the ship from the Perfect Storm, the actual Coast Guard ship, and made an artificial reef. We've got a ton of them off of Cape May. Yeah, Cape May is, you know, it's home to the, essentially for pretty much the entire U.S., it's the Coast Guard training center. Basically base. Like it takes up a shit ton of area here. Okay, sorry about that. That was my fault. Yeah, but we got a ton of them. But yeah, they made it out pretty big in the news here. Unfortunately, I guess it was because of like safety reasons. They never told anyone exactly where it was until they actually did it and it was done. I guess they didn't want, you know, like a bunch of people running out there and being in their way. Granted, with as small of a community, you could probably just follow them out there. It's not like there's many places to go out in the ocean with ships that large. Oh god. Ooh, I thought it wasn't a destructible building. Alright. I will catch up in chat after I'm out of this super quick tank here. Uh-oh. Why are there 2 more tanks back there? On KV2. I got your back. Kind of. There we go. Very nice. Holy shit, I actually penned a KV3 at this range. The standard round at that. Sneaking a little bit more damage here, but really I'm just happy, you know, we're winning. See if I can track him. Crit him, but I don't think I ended up re-damaging his track. But not the most, you know, damage-worthy match, but at least did my HP's worth in damage and also spotting, so I'll take that as a, you know, good starting point for a light tank here. Type 64 is a blast to play. Pretty much any premium light tank that is out is pretty awesome because they didn't nerf them and they, you know, reduced their matchmaking. Alright. Ah, very nice, Felipe. That's a lot of damage for that one. Hello, Bodhi. Nice to see you. Alright, so we have a T30 request. Nova Scotian. I do know a lot about Oak Island, so does that qualify? Let's see. Do I want situational? Yeah, I'll go for it. Alright, so the next tank up in the request list was the Type 4. That makes things quick here. Unfortunately, Jerry, I do not have the M103, unfortunately. Like, I do have a tank request list in the video description below. Has all the tanks that I can play for you during the stream here. Hello, Jim. Nice to see you. The closest to the M103 I have is either the T32 or the T110E5. I would say playing it, though, it's one of those tanks where, you know, the armor is decent. So if you have a bunch of lower tiers, especially ones not throwing premium at you, you can, you know, as long as you protect your lower plate, you can bounce some shots. But it's one of those heavies where early on, you want to try to set up in places to where, you know, people are pushing ahead of you, but you're fighting people mainly as far as distance go, from the maximum render range to just inside your view range. That way, your armor functions a little bit better. Try to find yourself like a little rock or a little slope. That way you can hide your lower plate, because your upper glacis is really strong in the beak and parts of your frontal turret. But you do have a couple weak spots on your turret, so you can't rely on it too much. Yeah, I'm addicted to that show. I know a lot of it's fluff, but I always watch it on DVR so I can fast forward through all the flashbacks. Hello, Victor. The 9.19 currently what they're testing for the equipment. I think it's try to be politically correct again, but I can't. I think it's really stupid that they're. I don't want to curse either. What they're doing in 9.19. Basically, they're going to break balancing. It's not even pay to win. It's basically if you're a better player with more time to devote to the game, especially ranked battles, you're going to be able to basically buff your tank to levels that nobody else can compete with if you don't have those bonds and equipment on your tank. Basically, they're breaking game balance for the sake of trying to get people into a ranked battle mode when they could do the same exact thing by giving people, special camouflages, emblems, whatever, cosmetic stuff, and also, let them buy a couple premium tanks that either aren't released in the game or, are special to the mode, stuff like that. They have a lot more options rather than basically breaking game balance for the sake of people playing their game mode. So, okay, I was not expecting an already hit. Oh shit, he's throwing HE. Let's say I'm about to go over to HE. I don't have the derp gun on this. This is probably the first match since I switched guns that I kind of want it. And of course the shot I'm going to have is the T-34. Whatever. Do I believe in Oak Island? I believe there's something there. Is it still there? Or basically, is it like super crazy stuff? I don't know, but I believe that there's something there. A lot of the stuff on the show that they spend a lot of time on, some of it seems to be like natural, but some of the stuff you can't explain, so it's interesting. I do not have the 263, 268, or the 261. No. Oh, it's on our team. I didn't even look at my team this match, which is probably why I'm playing crappy, because if I saw what was on my team, I wouldn't have went over here. Reason being is basically with those top tiers and some of our other 9s, we weren't going to win this side. I play on the NA server. But for anyone who hasn't seen Oak Island, pretty much just watch the last 2 episodes of last season and you'll pretty much know what's happened in the past few seasons. I don't know why. Like, our 263 sat in the back. I have no choice but to pull back because the 263 wasn't going to be able to hit anybody if I was spotting them. And yeah. At this point, we're kind of screwed. Hello, Abdul. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're having a good morning. Which I will say, tank request wise, I know that there's a few more in the chat. I think I have most, if not all, of those tanks. It is getting to the point already again to where most of the tanks requests after this I probably can't do this stream. There's only a certain amount of battles that I can play. Oh, and he still killed him. I guess he was reloading. I'm like, whoa, my god. Like, that's all good, Abdul. I'm glad, the dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube helped you out in this occasion. Really, at this point, I can't even go anywhere else because, pretty much shit out of luck when it comes to how many tanks we have left. Screw you, dude. I would have done the same thing, but No, not my ammo rack. I'm trying to track him, but it's not exactly working. Thank you, 263. Now there might be an E4, but if there is, I don't have time to turn around. So I'm just going to head this way. Is that guy? Should be able to spot him if he comes behind me. Still don't think that we're going to win this, but you know, you always got to give it your all here up until the end. And I can at least get a little bit more damage out before this E1 or T110 E3 kills me. Yeah. Alright. So we got the KV2. That's a lot of camouflage as stone in World of Warships. I will in 1 second Gavistar. Give me 1 second, Joey. Yeah, we can platoon. Unfortunately, I'm not going to play an MS1 this stream backwoods. Thank you for the request, but I don't do tier 1s. That's pretty big, African. But yeah, he probably had the derp gun. Which it's not a... I know you messaged me earlier, Joey. A lot of people are having troubles with friend lists. Hello, Mickey Mike. Alright, I think I got the... Alright, I sent you you're probably in a battle. I'm actually going to hop into another battle just because I have a lot of requests here. But if anyone did want to join, we still have 1 slot. It's just my friends list died essentially. They're hopefully going to be patching it tonight. There's a little micro patch coming out for it. As far as Oak Island goes, there's a show called The Curse of Oak Island. Basically, I forget how far it dates back, but there's essentially like a shaft that looks like was dug, man-made, and there's like oak logs laid down every certain amount of feet, and a lot of people think there's treasure there, and there's stuff like flood tunnels and just crazy stuff going on this island. And it's a show of the most recent people who essentially purchased the land on the island, and they're digging, trying to figure out what it is. I won't spoil much, only because, you know, it is a show, and you can, honestly, if you are interested in it, just watch the last few episodes of the previous season. It recaps, like the last 2 or 3, I would say. It recaps essentially everything that's happened throughout the entirety of like 4 or 5 seasons, I think, at this point. It's just cool. People think it's like the Templars, the Freemasons, stuff like that, pirates like hiding stuff. But I won't exactly I won't say what happens, just because, you know, for anyone who eventually wants to watch it, the end of the season, some cool stuff they start finding. Which, thanks to John. Tanya, I am going to do the KV2. I did get your request. I just can't get to it, you know, right away. I have other people's requests. I hit the gun, but I was late there. Yeah, salty. I know some people like Blitz better. I personally like PC. Then again, I'm one of the few people that probably like Artie. Oh god, we're... Alright, I'm just gonna derp him, but... of course he hit me. probably right there, but I pushed a little bit too far here, and I don't have a lot of backup right now. I wish this Leo would shoot out this wall, to be honest. It's because I can't shoot the frickin' IS-2, believe it or not, because I can't point my gun down enough. I just know if I stay here, I'm gonna get flanked. There's no question about it. Yep, no, I'm pretty much gonna die, but it's my fault for going out by myself. Granted, I don't know why my team decided to focus on the frickin' beach. it's not that useful of a spot. Oh well. I also think the same thing, Gunner, but I know you can play Blitz on PC. It's just it's still I like the original World Tanks essentially, but everyone has their own opinions. Yeah, some of the stuff I would say from that show, they basically from reading some things like random ask me anythings and stuff from the people who have been on the show. A lot of the stuff History Channel kind of overemphasizes and like blows out of proportion, but it's still an interesting thing to watch in my opinion. Thank you very much, Ricky. You are such a kind person there. I would like to see someone else in the OHO in that situation do any better. Alright, so moving along. As far as tank requests tonight, I currently have coming up the Tier 7 Scorpion, the Mil-2, the Scorpion G, T-30, and KV-2. I'm also going to be throwing in some other tanks I'm grinding as well, which is another small match, which is it's strange. It's not like the population's very low on the server right now. Hello, Mr. P. Nice to see you. I'd say it's the weather where I'm at has gotten so crappy. It's gonna rain for the next 3 days, and we're getting a nor'easter. It's gonna be a blast. Well, yeah, it's meant because it was initially for. It's initially for you know, mobile. Everything's, you know, less time, you know, to get into battles. Like you said, the matches are shorter, stuff like that. Personally, I think World of Tanks 15 minutes. They hardly last. Usually, it's 6 to 7 minutes. Matches on average. I think that's perfectly fine. And to me, shorter matches are because I tried Blitz, I tried consoles. To me, there's PC, the original PC game is perfectly fine to me. Plus, there's no Artie and Blitz, and I think matches without Artie usually boil down, and they're boring in my opinion. There's just less tactics that you can do when everything's just brawling and camping. Trying to help my 30B out here. Alright, let's say we can just basically one-shot him. Let's get this T69. He's a little overextended. Don't go too far out there, 30B. Hello, Mojo and Rich B. I do have the mouse. I'm gonna have to scroll back for chat though. Chat moves so quick sometimes I can't even, you know, I miss my placement before I even can take a glance at it. But I always catch back up on it in between fights. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. Yes, I took a shot from that meal, but I believe that it was worth it to get him stuck on both sides. Didn't take any damage from him. That T-30's still back there. I hope he can't hit me. I'll take a little bit of a chance. Whoa. He almost screwed up my shot. Yeah, that's who I'm concerned about, getting popped by him. So that brings me down to one shot levels. That guy's a little angry. So far, this has kind of just been like a little cleanup match in a way. It's popping people at low HP. But at least it looks like we're going to get a win here. Come on, gun depression. There's a Malshin sitting in their base. I'm guessing that he's AFK, but who knows? There's also JPZ 100. Yeah, I'll take this a little bit differently. I was just going to start chucking heat, but I'm just going to go more for the JPZ than the Malshin. I think it'll be safer if I go this way. Say I'm not as fast as a 1390 to kind of get slipped through there. Ooh, Lord. So you're better off if you start lining your shot up for somebody else, because you're not going to get me. Alrighty here. Hello, African. I do have a couple tier 9 scouts, but yeah, if you want to see a specific one, let me know. At least we got a win here. Quick little one. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, that's why I'm on the frickin' US West server. Like, why the hell am I on the US West server? You're such an awesome person here. Alright, you're getting added to my blacklist. Like, maybe that's why we're not getting full matches. Like, why the hell would it put me on the US West server? I didn't even realize, because that hasn't happened to me, like, ever since the first few patches when they split the servers. There was a bug and it would put you on the West server even though the ping was terrible. That explains a lot. Oh, Lord. But hello, Rich B. I don't know if I said hi. Yeah, and Mojo. Well, sorry, Victor. Keep sending crappy weather to you. Now I'm gonna have to. Awesome. Yeah, I have a bug with my friends list that's essentially destroyed. Alright, it's gonna take a... Sorry, Julie, it's gonna take a couple minutes here. Last time it took, you know, at least a battle for me to be able to connect. So, it's gonna take me... Yeah, unfortunately, I seem to get the weirdest freaking bugs in World of Tanks that aren't like game breaking, but they're just annoying as shit. Which, sorry, I usually don't curse or anything, but it's just annoying. Like, really, wargaming the freaking friends list. So I'm gonna hop into battle here because it took some time for me to join it last time, but sorry, Joy, that I switched over and. It'll probably be a battle or so. Hello, Pezmed. Nice to see you. Oh, shit. No. There we go. There we go. It hopped back on. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even have my friends list and stuff right now. It's all broken. So. Come on. Alright, I can add the E50 and Luke's. I will do my best to get all of these tanks, but again, I do have a lot of tanks, so it might... A lot of tank requests, so I might not be able to get to all of them, so... I have over 220 tanks. Yeah, I got plenty of tier 10s. Hello, Crazed Missile. What to do with chorizo, tacos, pasta sauce, chili. That's the top things I would probably do with them. I can add it to the list, Salty. Again, at this point, I do all tank requests in order, so I may or may not be able to get to all these. I only have about an hour left, and I have a lot of tanks to get to for that amount of time. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna key off. I can't type for shit here. I'm gonna blame it on the rain. It started raining today and everything just went downhill. That's alright, Floyd. Like I said, I plan on mixing in a couple tanks I need to double, because I really have to start grinding tanks. I can't just do pure tank requests every stream like I've been doing, or else I'm never going to get anywhere. But the Emil 2's, one of the tanks that I am grinding, so that fits in perfectly. Got him. Ah, Pez, you're in the YouTube chat. Say Artie's shooting here, but I should have time for one little shot just to slip it in there. Yeah, this isn't exactly the best Scorpion map. Yeah. Pancake for chorizo? Eh. I don't know how well that would work. I was gonna say, I don't really want to talk too much about food because I'm stuffed right now. Didn't really feel like cooking, so Chinese food. Yeah, I ordered Chinese food and I'm a chef, but can't cook every day. Oh, thank you very much, Salty. I'm surprised. Maybe there's something wrong with YouTube. If you get subbed, usually it's supposed to show up. Pops up on Streamlabs here. And even on my chat bot. But thanks for, subbing. Let's see. Scorpion versus T150. I saw that we had a massive hole down here. If Artie doesn't get me, I should be able to hold my own against him. But I am not already safe right now. Granted, he just got popped by somebody there. Waiting for this Churchill to move up. It's just the hill, you know, the hill's not looking good, which is why I got off of that. It wasn't worth me sitting there. Thank you very much, Churchill. We're not going to win this, but can at least still do a little bit of good gameplay and teamwork here. I'm probably going to get hit from behind. Actually, let's see, a minute 38. Yeah, I kind of have to go for the base if there is any hope for us, which I doubt it. But still got to, you know, at least extend it for everybody else. Here we go. I think I bought enough time for, holy crap, that killed a few people there. Ah, screw you, Artie, I only got 3 HP now. Don't, let's say don't nudge me. That could end very badly. Pretty much if anything comes behind me, we're dead. Really, the only chance we had right now was all 3 of us on the cap. Even then, you know, it was very unlikely that we'd win. But if they had lower HP totals, I'd be a little bit more optimistic. But, well, especially because I guess missed a freaking wide open shot on the Scorpion G. He'd be dead right now. Yep, I screwed that one up. Granted, you know, at this point, it's kind of a moot point. Ah, I tried to pull back before you hit me. I lost that bet. I was trying to bet that I'd be able to pull back in time. Alright, so next tank request up was the Emil 2. Scrolling all the way down here. I wish there was voice commands to pick tanks out in the garage. Have you been seeing people use gold rounds more? Craze missile? Yes. But that's been like about a year now. At least on the NA server, a ton of them. Pizza's taboo. Yeah, I can see where that would be very, very bad for you, Victor. Yeah, essentially experience is based off of damage, but more importantly, you know, if you're not spotting your own target, you share about 50% of your experience and credits with the person actually spotting it. So that's why sometimes you get a shit ton of damage and, you know, your credits and not HP, your experience is a little bit lower than you might think. Hello, Ruchi? Ruchechi, maybe? Hello, Eric R. Nice to see you too. But yeah, kills, they've never meant anything. In World of Tanks. Only in made-up statistics that people use to judge the length of something. Which I completely agree with. You know, kills are important, but they're not everything. Granted, you know, if you leave a tank with 5 HP and you start shooting something with higher HP, there's a problem then. Hello, Scoopa. Nice to see you. Hopefully I start getting a little bit of luck here. Granted, I haven't been playing the best yet. It's the US West server. I don't know why it put me there. Which I will say, like I am streaming this Sunday, but next Sunday I am going to have to stream a ski. Where the hell did they spot me from? Like seriously. There must be one of those 1390s out there somewhere. Ah, there he is. Yep. That was a little frustrating. Lost half my HP. Usually you don't get spotted going through there, but bravo to that guy. He must have a full camo crew. It's just at this point, honestly, we shouldn't push up T54E1 because those bat chats are going to be gunning for us. But if he's up there, I guess I'll try to help him. It doesn't do me any good sitting back there and basically waiting for them to push up to kill me. I really hate this spot though. This is gonna be bad. Whew. Glad I bounced the drill. It's just, I got myself in a shitty spot and I'm just making it worse by floundering around aimlessly, but when I get into these little funks, honestly, it just rains, it pours. Oh, hello Gary, nice to see you. Yes, tier 10 likes. Lights. Maybe it's because I didn't drink coffee before the stream today. First time in a while. Anything in high school, Randall, for math. It's what she, went to college for. Hello, Graham. Nice to see you. Well, yeah. A lot of, that used to happen a lot in, PC tanks, but they tweaked it around to where you still can get shot from things and they don't turn visible, but it's unlikely now unless they double up on bushes or they're just very far away and your view range sucks. But even consoles and blitz, they're not to say they're not balanced, but no World of Tanks game is perfect balancing wise, but I do think the PC tanks is pretty well balanced. They're starting to do some questionable things though. I do Mr. P, but I don't really play on it. The ping is terrible for me, and I don't have a lot of tanks on it. I have a crap ton of tanks here, and barely enough time to grind them. So, alrighty. I really hate when I die early on in a match. Especially, alright, so next up we got the tier 8 Scorpion. Whew. Not judging your guys' tanks requests tonight, but a lot of these tanks are very dependent on the map and your team and stuff. Like some really lightly armored lights and some really giant heavy tanks. Oh, I'm just a little bit off tonight. I have not Scud. Nobody really has requested it. Now that I'm not grinding, I'm finished the grind for it. I haven't played it. That pretty much happens with a lot of my tanks now is since I pretty much play just tank requests, which I do not have the T71, Eric. you know, pretty much what's requested is what I play. I've noticed a lot of people requesting essentially Japanese tanks, German mediums, and German heavy tanks recently. Just, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I enjoy playing requests. Just sometimes it's a little hard to get in like a little bit of a rhythm. Abdul, I can add him on. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to him now. Yeah, I'm glad that there isn't a. I do have an E50 request, Graham. It is yeah. Whether I get to it or not is a question now. I'm at the tail end of it, Jim. I'm not that sick, but basically, I just have a stuffy nose and I cough every now and then. Well, thank you very much, Nice Cuppa, for that. What tanks from tier 7 to 10? Well, really, at this point, I wouldn't say I hate any tanks. Just right now, I'm not playing very good, so, you know, it definitely, you know, some tanks I don't prefer to play when I'm not doing good because, you know, if I get in a groove, pretty much any tank you can make work, even if it's considered bad. But it's harder to play things with less armor, in my opinion, when you're doing poorly, because you're making a few more mistakes than you typically would. So I'm still kicking myself for dying early, because I'm glad that we're gonna hopefully we win this. It just I get very impatient. I do have the T95, but I'm not sure if I can get to these tanks guys, honestly. Especially platooning night. Typically, I get a lot less battles in than if I solo. So I do not have the AMX-30, which I guess at this point, you know, if I don't have a tank, I'm just not gonna even respond to it, because I do have a tank request list, guys. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit frustrated, but you know, the chat bot posts it. It's in the video description. Yeah. All right, Scorpion G. I get really antsy having to sit for a while. All right, Scorpion G. Favorite tank would be the T110E3. Which, hello, Ronnie Brown. Nice to see you again. But getting back, I briefly mentioned before, got into a match, I think. The streaming schedule, it's going to be the same. However, not this Sunday, Mother's Day. The following Sunday, I will not be streaming. I'm not going to change my whole schedule just because it's one day. But just to let you guys know, I won't be on then. I might be on... I still have to figure out when. It might be the Saturday before. Not this Saturday, but the following one. I'm streaming instead of Sunday. I won't be able to stream that night. So pretty much, Jim. William, I do not have the T95. I just said that. So not to be rude, but I do not, or I do have the T95. Oh, I'm just sorry, William. I didn't mean to time you out with that. I'm just getting a little frustrated here because things are not going well. It's all falling apart. So I do have a T95. Not everyone can post links. Only moderators and, you know, my chat bot and myself can. But I do have the T95 on the list, William. Sorry, I'm just a little frustrated right now. I typically don't get frustrated, but for whatever reason, there's just something about tonight. Granted, I pulled in front of him, but yep, that was half me, half him. But honestly, if I don't get out of this groove here in a little bit, I'm gonna start playing a couple tanks that I need to do, or else this is gonna get ugly. I am gonna start soloing. But yeah, it's nothing with you, Julie, right now. It's just I kind of need a solo right now, or else the rest of the stream I'm just gonna keep skipping along, and it's gonna be pretty painful to watch. So let me get back into things with the T110E3 here, and then I'll keep doing requests here. So. At this point, Ronnie, I do not need any more mods. But thank you for offering. Honestly, well, Salty, I was platooning, which... Joey, I don't know if you're still listening. I know that we're platooning, but you know, it's nothing with you. I'm just having a bad night, so I have to solo here, or else it's gonna drive me crazy. If I keep dying and you know I have to sit there. You were doing very well though. Thanks for helping me through those couple matches. But I'm probably honestly like you guys who watch me a lot. I usually don't get frustrated with the game. I was playing Frontline, or not Frontline, this sandbox server earlier today. I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, which, you know, a lot of this stuff is public information, and I'm definitely not making videos of it because I don't have permission. But I played like a dozen matches of sandbox earlier, and it was frustrating as all hell that Wargaming, if they come out with, like, I like the first Frontline mode on sandbox. You know, the Normandy map, it had objectives, it was fun, it was balanced, and it was new. Everyone liked it that, you know, I saw playing it and, you know, speaking from people talking about it on the sandbox server. They implemented, you know, sandbox came back online today. It's 30v30. There's 2 developed or half developed maps. Like, they're not, they don't look pretty. But, you know, all the important bits are there. It's 30v30 random battles, essentially. 2 caps, basically a death match. It's so broken and unbalanced that, you know, the only class I could find to play that was somewhat enjoyable was an SPG. It was as miserable playing anything else, especially like a slow heavy TDs. It just seems like Wargaming is a step back from what I tested before. And that kind of I was a little frustrated playing it because they essentially wasted time developing these 2 maps and, you know, testing this out when I would say some people might like it just for the novelty factor, but so many matches were just over in the first couple minutes because one team, you know, got up by a few tanks, and since it's 30v30, it was worse than, you know, people that think 15 versus 15 are one lopsided every single match to begin with. It just, yeah. I probably shouldn't have played as many matches as I did earlier, but you know, I wanted to give it a shot to test it. It was just, if that comes out and, you know, if they really want people to like that, it's going to be hard pressed to get people to stick with that. The other Frontline mode, You know, the Normandy map with the objectives. You could respawn, because you can't respawn in the 30v30 standard battle. You know, the Normandy one was fun. This one, no, they're trying too hard to do something that nobody, or not nobody, because I know people ask for it. It's not the right way to do it unless there's respawning and objectives. It's just longer, larger matches that aren't fun because you pull out and you get shot by like 10 tanks all at once. Even if you play safe. Anyway, I got that rant out of me. Maybe that'll clear my mind on things. Sorry, Julie, if I kind of, you know, left in a hurry. Yes. No, it's basically the sandbox server popped up today. It is. So everyone probably saw the previews of Last Frontline, to where it's the Normandy map. You know, there's different like quadrants. You can respawn your tanks throughout the match. There's ammo supplies, like ammunition, you know, resupply areas. This is just, right now it's only 2 maps. One's the Grand Canyon, which looks weird. The other's like a large, I don't know, it's like, it's a bunch of fields with like a castle in the center. Essentially, it's the same as what you're seeing here as far as random battles go. 2 caps, 30v30, no ammunition resupply, no objectives outside of the caps. Oh god, I'm not even looking at the Ferdinand. It's just, to me, terrible. World of Tanks isn't balanced for that. Essentially, light tanks and SPGs just tear everything to shreds. And if you're in any other tank that, you know, is meant to fight closer up, you're pretty much shit out of luck, because, you know, there's at least 5 RD per side. You have a ton of tanks sitting back far ranges, and you're trying to like push up in, say, an IS-7 and a mouse or something, and you're getting pummeled before you even make it within range of anything. So to me, it's a huge step back, and I'm mainly annoyed by it because, you know, they're wasting resources when the first frontline mode that everyone tested, with the objectives, the quadrants having to move up and work as a team to kind of push the enemy defenders, or, you know, keep the attackers from pushing. That was fun, and it worked. It was balanced. You took little chunks of the map at a time, and yeah. Alright, I can't chase after that light. Anyway, I'm sure, you know, Quickie Baby or some of the larger streamers that have permission to stream it, you'll be able to see it from them either, you know, right about now or tomorrow, most likely, because they have to get approved for that. But more or less, you know, to me, it's not fun at all. Anyway, T30 was the next request up here. But no, I saw you on Discord, Graham. There's no respawning. So essentially, imagine this map here, Moravanka, was, I would say, you know, the mini maps like this, say that there's 4 of these. That's about the size of the map on the current sandbox for the random battle for 30v30 with no objectives. So essentially your team would spawn here and down here, and the enemy the same. So just imagine, you know, being in anything outside of a light, quick medium, and an SPG. You're pretty much screwed, and you're fed to the wolves. And there's no respawn. Tanks with low ammunition counts, like the FV 183. You can see the FV 215B, basically British tanks. It's kind of useless bringing them because you run out of ammunition about a few minutes into the match if you haven't been killed already. So it just seems like a bad move to me. All right. I'm gonna have to catch up on chat in a minute though, since I've just been ranting about Sandbox. But more or less, I don't think that they're gonna completely screw it up. It's just, I wish that they'll just not come out with the random battle 30v30, and they just stick to the objective frontline mode that they tested in the first iteration of the larger maps and battles. Because the only way I can see the maps that I played on today working is if they add objectives and basically make it like the Normandy map. Which, thank you very much, Object 140, for the donation. Thank you. I'll try to get to the 140 tonight. I'll definitely squeeze it in. I can't neglect the 140. Really. That was my bad for aiming there, but still. TVP, why? Why are you singling me out when there's a T62A literally sitting there with low HP? Like, you gotta be joking me. Oh, and he gets pinned me in my freaking turret. He overmatched my roof of all things. And I missed him, so I'm probably gonna get killed now. Oh my god. I got a bluff here. Oh shit balls, he's... Yep, the Ag Tiger got me. Oh well, that's typically a T30 match for me. I miss a important shot. And yeah, the accuracy always kills me. Yeah, the accuracy always kills me on the T30 now that it's a TD. Even though it's been, you know, many years, I still can't get used to it. See you, Mr. P. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Pezmed, for pointing that out quick. That I'm on mute. Like I said, when it rains, it pours. Unfortunately, today, I said in the beginning, I didn't get as much done as I'd like. Probably because I played a little bit too much on the sandbox, but yeah, I never got around to basically fixing some stuff with the chat bot and also fixing this stupid... It's not even mapped to any of my keys on my keyboard, my mute. It's mapped to essentially a special button on my keyboard I have over here. But for whatever reason, whenever I type something, I think it's the letter P when I hit it. It's P or somewhere around that on the keyboard. It mutes my microphone for some odd reason. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about Sandbox anymore because it'll just get me annoyed. It's just after I finish this thought here, 9.18 I thought was a great patch, but with what's leaked about 9.19 and then, you know, other things coming up in the pipeline outside of, you know, the frontline Normandy map mode, pretty much I'm looking at a few patches here where it's not going to be exciting to me. Which just, I hope, you know, World of Tanks doesn't turn stale. Yay, thanks for making me a little happier, VK. Well, hopefully, you know, everything is all right. Or manageable. But I will do my best to get to those couple tanks. Oh, God. Ooh. Thank you, Arn. Or I should say, thank you, Stalin. I know that's crappy for me to say, but hopefully tomorrow night I'll have a little bit of time to catch up on things I didn't finish today. Just my days off are almost more hectic than the days that I work. It's like I usually I'm here like an hour early before the stream. I got here like 30 minutes before it started, so I was kind of rushing to set up. I was out in the rain, freaking patching grass. Since it's gonna rain for the next few days, it's really the last chance I can do it. So I've kind of been, yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that, Graham. Let's see what my mute button is. If I can find it here. Just randomly pressing buttons. Yeah, there's not any of them. Who knows what it is now. I just pressed all the keys over there where I thought it was. But it's just driving me crazy. It's probably Microsoft screwing with me because Windows 10 updated freaking 2 days ago. Yeah, why'd you stop? I did not. I saw that I typing about it on Discord, but I've never seen that, unfortunately. How I wanted to go see Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even make it. You know, the 2 days I just had off here. I hope the rain holds off, but it probably won't, you know, here in New Jersey. It's like they're calling for a nor'easter for us starting tomorrow night and all through Saturday. We're getting anywhere from, the last I saw, I haven't looked at the weather too much today, 2 to 3 inches of rain in one day, basically. Which, hell, I'll take the rain. It's just, sometimes it screws up a couple things, though. Levi doesn't exactly like it either. Yeah, we wanted to go see it, Ryan and I, but we just didn't have the time. Anyway, pretty decent match. For tonight, it's a very good match. Yeah. Yeah, let's move on to the next one, the mouse. Yeah, it's what I keep hearing, that, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is excellent. We'll make it to it someday. Hopefully it's still, if it's not in theaters, I guess we'll wait, but it's kind of telling. This is probably, like, I'm not even mad or in a bad mood right now, but just the way I'm playing is, yeah, kind of annoying me. Still think I'm in a better mood than most people that stream World of Tanks, which is kind of sad in a way. Hello, Jerry. Nice to see you. Oh, that's a lot, especially for hail. Luckily, I can only remember maybe a handful of times we've ever gotten hail here. You know, like in a pretty strong thunderstorm. But obviously, next stream, I'm gonna have to drink coffee, because literally this is the first stream I have not drank coffee beforehand in about 2 or 3 months. With Salty, if you've typed Flipcoin within the past, I think it's 30 minutes. It won't let you do it again for another 30. Don't want anyone getting too lucky and getting too many of the currency. Which Levi does say thank you again, Randall, for tipping him earlier on. I've said it a few times. This dog acts like we don't feed him sometimes. He gets so happy for his little treats. Hell, I just spent $150 yesterday on getting more of his food and his basically not vitamins, but basically what we add into his food just to keep him a little bit healthier. Oh, I don't drink like Red Bull or anything now. I barely do caffeine, but I'll do a little bit, like, say like a quarter cup of coffee before most streams, like up until this one, just to perk me up a little bit, just for you guys. Even though I get up at like 4 a.m. though for work, I don't drink any caffeine or anything in the mornings. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble here by a T-57. Actually, I'm fine against him. It's the other guys I'm concerned about. I'm surprised that literally nobody else is able to hit him here. Yep, I figured he'd be throwing APCR. I don't blame him now. It's just like, what are these guys doing? There's no artillery. And I guess crit him somehow. Thank you, I think Aaron, maybe? James? Really? Another bounce on a T-57 Heavy. Granted, I didn't aim the best there, but still. Cut me some slack here, game. I can get shot if I move back anymore here. It's just like, what is my team doing? Shoot at the T-57. Gonna drive me crazy here. Like, literally. Hey, little German dude, I know they're shooting at us. I can hear you. I just want to know what, like, my team was sitting behind me and they're struggling to even shoot at people and they're dying and oh my god. But gotta love the mouse's ability to angle. Angle like there's no end. Yeah, I get screwed up a little bit there. Yep. There's only so much you can angle though at the end of the day. The meal 2 is gonna kill me. Or a meal 1 add a mouse. Still did a little bit there. Hello, Toma. Nice to see you. Kind of dog is Levi? He's a English Springer Spaniel. Which, thank you, Mojo. Huh. Well, hopefully that transition goes well for you, Nice Cuppa. Good luck with that. I know I wouldn't... Oh, you're moving to a country town? I would say I would enjoy that, but I wouldn't be able to move from, say, here to a big city. But, you know, it's still a big, pretty big change. I'm just catching up on chat here for a second here before I switch to the next one. That's what Levi does to us, Nice Couple. We'll feed him. He'll eat it in like a minute. We give him breakfast, dinner. We, you know, split his meal in two. And within like 10 minutes, he's like wiggling his tail like, I want that. If we're eating something. Alright, let me get the next tank up. Is a Russian heavy. Why don't I go with the IS-7? I'm actually kind of surprised that other mouse. He was in G. That's a pretty good clan. I'm surprised he didn't engage me differently. Like, he did get a first good shot on me. He pumped APCR right through the turret front because I wasn't angled. After that, though, I kind of wrote him off, which is surprising because, you know, they're a pretty good clan. Oh well, I'll take it though. But yeah, once they pushed up through the field on me, I knew I was done for. I couldn't push forward. I couldn't, you know, pull back. I was pretty much dead. The reason why, though, when you shoot and the damage indicator shows up before your shell hits, the way that shells work in World of Tanks, essentially it draws, you know, a straight point, and whenever you fire, there is, you know, a travel distance involved. Essentially, the server is able to calculate it before it actually hits the target. If that makes any sense. It just... I saw years ago they commented on it, and, you know, it definitely makes sense for a game. It's not completely, you know, accurate to how you would expect a round to work, though. Let's say I'm only 26. I always, until October hits, because that's when my birthday is, I always have to think a little bit. Because I was born in 1990, so it's easy for me just to go off of, because it's, you know, 2017. Or is it 2017? I'm bad with dates. Honestly, I'm surprised that I don't get confused on my stream schedule more. Oh, really? There's a 183 here. I gotta play chicken with him, and I'm gonna lose. It's just if I pull back too much. Oh, thank God, E4. Not that I want you to get shot, but you just saved me quite a bit of... you didn't even get damaged. Awesome. Even better. The amount of times I've shot in a 183 and have ammo racked an IS-7 is very high, so I was not looking forward to getting penned by him and ammo racked through the front if he hit me in the right spot. Ooh, no, he's coming after me again. He's still there. A little easier just to get around to the side on him. Which I should be able to reload quicker than him, so. Let's hope this 183 doesn't get me. And I'm actually going to back off here. Please don't pop around that corner behind me. Oh my god! I am sorry. AMX50 120. It's just with the M103s and stuff down in, what, H8? I'm not too content with trying to win the town right now, as far as where the 183 and whatnot is. Only because, you know, the rest of my guys in the town aren't going to push up. So it doesn't make too much sense for me to push, you know, and engage 2 more enemies when we're not going to be able to advance any further. But who knows, I've been playing like crap all night. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It hurt a little bit. Crap. Now my team's starting to lose quite a bit of tanks. That hurt. They still haven't killed this M103. I guess I'm gonna go down here. Like, it doesn't help that the T-30 pulled back, but I might get... Yeah, never mind. It's just, I don't know how they weren't able to win. There's an IS-7 and the M103. It looked like we were fine down here, and then we weren't. Zero damage crit. Comes the VK. Yeah, I'm screwed now. They can pretty much keep me either permatracked, but they're going to kill me before that's even going to come into play here. Or maybe not. Hope my side armor works. Bombs away. I think that's 2 streams in a row I've done this move. It's bought me a little bit more time. Come on, Mr. VK. Nah, he's smart. I know the type's gonna kill me from behind, but are you kidding me? Ah, now he got me. Oh, that was still fun though. You have a jumper that's older than me? Oh, a mouse right now is it's overpowered. It's gonna get nerfed. It's not, you know, the only reason it's not considered like completely game breaking is because it's slow, but its win rate is definitely, the last I looked was basically, it was either 1 or 2 for the highest win rate out of non-premium tanks, which usually, you know, one tank has to be number one, but it was at least like 3 or 4 percentage points about above normal. Sorry. It was at like 55% or something, which usually the average is between like, it's like 49.5, something like that, that they, that's considered an average win rate. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Sorry, I kind of fell back on chat today. I'm a little bit off my game today. It depends on the tank, Victor. Some tanks have extremely thick bottoms. Others are pretty poorly armored. They recently did buff a lot of tanks undersides because, there's more derp guns around now. Most tanks have anywhere between 20 to, I'd say, 60 millimeters on the bottom of the tank. Some have over 100 millimeters. But yeah, the mouse currently, especially if you platoon with a couple other of them, it's a little bit insane. It's got literally everything going for it except for about 10 kilometers of speed. Everything else is great about the tank. Paul? Decrease? I don't think so. I think it's about the same. If it did change, I would say it's very negligible. But usually, like, I've looked at my battle duration times before, and mine typically sit around like 6-7 minutes at most. And I would say I don't think it's changed much. He was close to inching up a little bit too far. Can you shoot one round with a Foch? Dengas, I don't have that tank. If you mean the YouTuber, I've never talked to him before. Come on. Kupala's not that hard to hit. Stop bullying my friends over here. Yeah. I wasn't expecting him to push up that far. And I hit the ground. The E50, I wish it had a little bit more turret armor. It's a little bit sad when I'm afraid of a super Persian penning my turret front in a tank or a medium that's supposed to have decent armor. But it's got to have some sort of weakness. I just prefer tanks with a little bit more. I don't even know how I bounced the rest of those shots and penned that one out of all of them. My shots keep going low, and I keep hitting his essentially mantlet. It's getting a little bit a little annoying. Granted, I could swap the APCR and just basically give him the middle finger there, but what's the fun in that? We haven't lost the tank yet. Till I get ammo racked or something. Alrighty then. Time to... Whew, I just almost thought I was going to flip myself over there. Yeah, sorry if I'm not paying too much attention to the chat, except for at the end of matches right now. Only because I've been struggling a little bit tonight. Let's just pop him a little bit. But I do catch up, after the battles here. Someone asked how to play the M103. He was doing a decent job there. But as you saw, once we got closer to him, it was easier to hit his weak spots. So basically, the Cooper, that's a dog in my neighborhood. The cupola and the lower plate's your main weak spot for an M103 on the front. I think more or less the reason why some tanks, if they went off of, say, like diagrams or schematics of tanks, the reason why they might have very thick bottoms is, which I'm just finding my next tank here. If you think about it, say you have, like in the mouse's sake, like say like 200 millimeters of armor on the sides and the front. I know that's not the case, like it's different in a couple spots, but say you have that, and then on the bottom of the tank, not to say that's holding it all up, but say you have like, I don't know, 20 millimeters of armor with this gigantic side plates and the top all squishing down, and even the stuff inside of the tank, say like, pushing all down on it. That's probably why some tanks have thicker bottoms than others. I remember way back when in World of Tanks, like early days, a lot of tanks actually had 0 armor values. Once you got past, say like this is the lower glacis, this is the front of the bottom. After this bit here, so sitting right in the center of the bottom of the tank, some had like 0 millimeters and stuff like that. So you could just splash them underneath with HE and it would always do full damage. They quickly fixed that once people figured that out. That was right around when physics came out, I believe, because with people being able to go over cliffs more and you weren't just like stuck to the ground, I think that's when that started popping up. Oh god, team. Why are you all going to the center? Oh my lord. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to make the best of this, because yeah. I can't go out here in a light. I don't know how he lost his HP either. No, I do. Basically, I used to do Clan Wars too much time. I don't even have enough time to do everything I need to do for my World of Tanks website, and even a lot of the videos here. I'd like to do more. I quit Clan Wars and clans altogether. Basically, once they came out with campaigns, I played the first campaign, which was the Rise of the Americas event, when they introduced Live Oaks, the American Clan War map, etc., etc. Played through that and saw how much time and effort it took, even more so than other. Could you please get out of my way? I don't know what you're waiting for. Than it took compared to normal Clan Wars, which was a lot of time already. So I guess, pretty much said, the hell with this, it's not worth it. It's just a game. It's like I already do more than most people because, I have a World of Tanks website, make videos, I stream. It's not worth getting hung up on some special token tanks. The already didn't even start aiming at me. Glad I chose the right tank to shoot at first. Please stop shooting at me, PZ1C. It's not very nice. Let's see. Do I cap? Oh god, they're at our base already. Usually I cap, but I don't think that's going to be the best option here. I'm not going to fight the guys on the 1-2 line, at least in the beginning, but I don't trust that I would be able to cap. They have a locust there, which is really quick. One of these has to hit him. Or not. Okay, I can't use what little APCR I have left. Ah, shit, there's a PZ-1C behind me. Yeah, I think this is still a good choice because I would not be nearly done to cap at this point. I know that there's an M2 medium over here. Oh, God. I'm probably going to end up dying. I'm just waiting to see what my guys in the center do. What are you doing, PZ3? It's going to be cutting it close. And the Cruiser 2 is going to dirt me. Yep. I was like a few seconds late, but oh well. My team, for whatever reason, decided to push right up the middle, which almost never works. I had to go along with it, though, because if I had ran into, you know, the B1 or B2, and Matilda over there, I would have just died. Alright, so the E25 is next up here. And after that, I will do the Object 140. But I can't get to the other requests, I think. But we'll see. We'll see how long these next two matches take. Because after that, I can play the WZ-132 or the Cent, Tier 9 Cent Torian. There's over 500 tanks in World of Tanks, so but yeah, I have plenty of tanks at Dengas in my video description. There's a tank request list. It's even posted in chat every now and again. Yeah. Can't have them all, though. I don't have a media account. Played this game for, you know, many years and still haven't gotten them all. Because it's only so much grinding and, you know, unlocking you can do. Well, hopefully this is better than the Scorpion match, because I didn't do too well there. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my best showing for it. Hello, Lisa. The raffle command does not work for anybody except for myself. Hopefully, please no moderator, try it. Only because if for whatever reason you were able to start one, there's a lot of steps. Like I have the Fussbot app open here. You've got to do a couple things. Thank you, Chris. A little bit earlier, I was a little bit frustrated, but, you know, not at pretty much anything outside of my own performance. Oh, God. Sometimes it takes me a second to get used to a tank without a turret again. Alright. I tend to play the E25 a little bit differently than most E25s you see. I play it a little bit more aggressive. That hurt. Oh, God. Got shot by my own E25 way back where? God. Okay, he's got heat. got the gears turning in my head here, where I can finagle some shots off. Ah, I screwed up. Oh, he missed. Praise the Lord. I was trying to whip my shot around because I wasn't set up properly, and I completely whiffed. Alright, this is still not looking great for our team though. I don't know why this other E25 is following me. It's not going to have the desired effect. I think he thinks it. Like, he's literally shadowing my every move. It's like I was mainly going to the corner to clear it of any tanks if there was an SPG up there. The other two guys, like this PZ4 is still heading that way. It just doesn't make any sense that they're over there. Here we go, I finally got a snapshot. Yeah, this guy's definitely gonna kill me. Randall, I got like one or two, I got maybe 2 or 3 of my doubles, I would say, done. I've got like, if I was grinding everything that I currently need to grind to get my tier 10s and 9s in the lines that I currently don't have the 10s for, which we won Abby, awesome. I would basically have to dedicate like an hour of the stream to do them all. Now at tier 10 lights, I probably have like 9 open tank lines currently, or grinds, maybe 10. Dengas, sorry, I cannot take any more tank requests right now. Which, don't see how I have 228. Which, 228 tanks. For anyone that doesn't believe that I actually have 228. Almost all of them are fully equipped. At this point, the only ones that aren't, I believe there's like a Type T34 that isn't, but they're all tier 1 to tier 3 I don't have fully equipped. But in the case that I actually want to play them, because every now and again I take, you know, a tier 2 or something request, I still can hop into them because I have crews that can pop into them. I just don't have full equipment on them. I'll take that as a compliment, Crow. I've never heard of them, but yeah. See, I don't get why people watch people that are like angry and curse people out during streams. Like, I usually curse at myself, more or less. Yeah, I just don't see it as entertainment, but nope. Sorry, Dengus, I couldn't take any more. It's just right now I'm fitting into 140, and then the next tank up was the WZ-132, the Tier 9 Centurion, T-95, and then I believe the Tortoise as well. It's just, right now I'm a little bit over what I technically stream. I'm probably going to do, since I played the 132 earlier, I'll do the Tier 9 Centurion and that'll be it. It's just, yeah, I get up at work at 4 a.m. and it's, you know, a little bit past 9 here. So I do need sleep. Because, you know, my day job is of the utmost importance because it pays all the bills. Or not all of the bills, but 95% of the bills. Alright, I thought I heard someone say push, and they're sitting back there. And they're not really doing a great job at shooting that fender, but my next stream coming up will be this upcoming Sunday, 7 to 9, same as this one. But as far as like me doing doubles and stuff, I was planning on tonight basically doing, which I started in the beginning doing it, but then I started having really crappy matches and I needed to switch things up and play like the E3. What I plan on doing is basically playing 3 tank requests, doing a tank I'm doubling, and just doing that essentially pattern. I think that'll work out pretty well. It's just, yeah, halfway through getting a little screwed up with how I was playing, kind of had to abandon that. Which I literally don't know how my team, like, I'm gonna die probably from this 430. Yeah, because this bat chat, he's gonna kill me. I don't know how my team did not push up there. Like, they have a lot of tanks here too, but we had so many mediums here in the beginning and faster heavies, we could have just pushed straight up, and they all sat there and didn't move up at all. They just let, like that guy said, the Type 5, they pretty much just sat there and let that Type 5 derp them down. You're not going to win, you know, just letting the enemy pop out and take shots at you when you have the faster team. You need to flank them. You need to play a little bit more creative, which just is odd. I was like, where did all my tank crews go? I hit all my premium tanks. I was like, first my friends list, which annoys the hell out of me that there's a bug with that. And now you're taking all my tank crews. Anyway. T49 and also the Sheridan, I would say you're better off using the non-derp gun. They're so much better. Which, good night, Poser. Well, the main reason I used to sell tanks, I didn't think I'd really play again too much, which thank you very much, Chris Parker, for the subscription. I used to do that, but, you know, now that I'm streaming, I pretty much keep every tank. That way, since I always take tank requests, if anybody wants to see a tank, whether it's considered a good tank, a bad tank, you know, everybody's got to play through them unless you spend money to skip them. So I'd like to play, you know, pretty much any tank I grind through, keep it, that way I can play it for you guys. Because why else would I stream if, you know, I'm just playing the game that I want to play? That's the way I see it. I know not all streamers approach it that way, but that's personally what I do, because, hey, I've grown up in the hospitality industry. To me, streaming isn't all just, you know, watch me, guys, I'm playing a game. It's, you know, if you want people to actually watch and enjoy you, you can't just make it all about what you want to do. Which, you know, to me, I like playing your tank request. Every now and again, do I want to grind tanks a little bit? Or tank lines a little faster? Sure, but still. I like playing tanks that you guys want me to see, and it's always a challenge for me to, you know, be able to play a lot of different tanks. Even ones I don't perform the best in, and not completely fall flat on my face. Thank you, Promise, for the subscription. But some nights like tonight, I struggle immensely, and I gotta kind of fall back a little bit. It's probably the first one in, you know, a couple months now that I've had to kind of hit the brakes and switch, which unfortunately, you know, I was platooning with Julie, who watches the stream a lot. I feel bad for having to ditch out on a platoon like that, but I didn't want like I've always noticed it to where when I have bad streaks, I have to do something completely different or else it just piles on. Which the enemy has, they're camping. They're not really pushing here. They have a lot of tanks in this area. It's gonna be hard for me to get much accomplished here directly. Like I can't make a real good move, I feel like, right now. Well, hopefully I'm not dead for a while. But basically I need to get a minimum of 5.5, 6 hours of sleep, or else I'm, you know, like a zombie at work. And cooking while, you know, not all there is not a good thing professionally. There's a lot that can go wrong and a lot that you can chop off. This is probably going to be a bad move for me. But this is definitely my last match, guys. Which I have been doing raffles the past couple streams to end. Unless I die before the end of the match here, I probably won't do one tonight. Just because, you know, I'm already 10 minutes past when I usually like to get done. But my next stream coming up on Sunday, I'll make sure to run one then. But we'll see how much time we got here. I just still have to, I gotta get the dog tidied up. He's a little needy at night. Which thank you so much, Artie, for focusing the hell out on us. All three of them are aiming at our one side over here. Thank you very much, Samuel, for the subscription. Obviously, our Artie isn't counter batterying, and we have a lot of people further towards our base that are kind of camping. Like, they do have kind of shots in the north here, but, you know, it makes it very limited, the amount of shots that enemy Artie can take at people. Still think that we're in a good spot to win this. It's just kind of crappy for me in the meantime. I tried a spot there, but I probably just got myself lit up. Yeah, this is gonna end badly. Alright, so I guess I can do a raffle then. Did I get a nice present for Ryan yet? No comment. In case you can hear me. Well, I kind of... Whoops, I don't want to quit. I kind of say that my day job, so being a chef in a, you know, family restaurant at that, it's a lot more stressful there than, you know, playing a video game. Like, I took over breakfast and lunch years ago, and, you know, it's not a big enough restaurant to where I can't cook, even though I'm the sous chef. So, you know, two of us in the morning doing 200 plus breakfasts and then switching over to lunch with only 30 minutes. It's a huge thing. So this is kind of like, it's not that big of a deal to me. So, but thanks for keeping along with me here tonight, guys. It was a little rocky in the beginning. Sorry, Samuel. I can't do the Hellcat and the Tiger one. My stream should have ended, you know, about 10 plus minutes ago. So, but I have time since, you know, the match hasn't ended here. I'm gonna try to pop a raffle off here, guys. All you have to do is type the command that pops up in the chat once it does. Entry cost, it's gonna be free here, but you only can enter once. There we go. Usually you can enter multiple times, but this time it's only once. So You only have to type !raffle one time. Which, hello, Mr. Dingo. That the flip coin probably didn't work for you. I don't know if you have 500 biscuits yet. My worst losing streak, Carl, I'd probably say somewhere around 15 battles or so. Kind of, you're bringing it back to my, front of my head here. It was a long time ago though, well before I started streaming. I live in New Jersey, Dengas. But thanks again for everyone watching, and thanks for the few of you over on Twitch as well, for staying with me tonight. See you, Pezman. It's got about 50 seconds left before the raffle closes, which Pez and I think Abdul's still watching over in Twitch. I didn't get as much done as I wanted today. I did start setting up a Nightbot over on Twitch again. So switching that over from YouTube to Twitch. So hopefully I'll have that in a few streams. Thank you very much, Peyton, for the subscription. Alright, we're down to 10 seconds here with the raffle. It's gonna end before the match. I thought the match was gonna start picking up. Which Scud, congratulations on winning. Levi Biscuits is essentially stream currency. So for every 30 minutes you watch, you get 30. So essentially 1 per minute. As long as you chat once in 30 minutes, it'll count you as a viewer. More or less with them, if you pop over to this URL, or not that URL, wrong one. I thought I had it pasted here. Basically, you can spend them on different things for the stream. You also get them for anyone who tips through Streamlabs or Super Chat. You also gain Levi Biscuits as well for that. Thank you very much, Jet Warform, for the subscription. Still going to wait till the end of the battle here. I always wait for the last match, typically. But, yeah, my next stream, Sunday coming up. Hopefully I'm still live, because Mother's Day is about the 5th busiest day of the year for us. Usually we do breakfast, lunch, dinner. Mother's Day we do a brunch, but instead of a buffet, we have breakfast, and it turns into brunch. And basically we have 3 cooks. 2 of them are going to be doing breakfast, and I'm going to be doing lunch, the lunch side solo. So it's going to be a blast doing like 200 people for brunch like that. But yeah, I'll be here Sunday, so I'll definitely need a little perk of energy, though, I'll say. Come on, guys, finish the match. You can do it. But at least we got a win here in the end. Even if we were winning a decent amount today, even when I was playing poorly. I was doing a bunch of stupid things. Sorry that I started getting I was getting a little close to, I don't know, punching a hole in the wall. Not really, though. That's not me. But at least we got a win. Thanks for these people for carrying me. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. And have a very good weekend. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys Sunday. If not, my streaming schedule is the same for this upcoming week. It's just the following Sunday where I'm going to most likely switch it to that Saturday. So not this weekend, but next weekend. Anyway, have a good one, guys. See you around.